Greetings and salutations. Today we are really excited to bring to you guys a very special topic, which is procurement and outsourcing. Let's have a look at our group. We have 5 members and currently we are junior at TDTU. As you may know, procurement and outsourcing is a relatively new field in Vietnam. It is an industry full of opportunities but not without challenges. And it is our great honor to be here and share our understandings about it. Before going into details, in the next couple of slides, in order to help you guys gain new insights into this field, we have listed some terms, some definitions that you may be confused with. They are outsourcing, procurement, purchasing, and sourcing. Let's begin with the first one, outsourcing. Suppose your company manufacturing the product, having processes from the process of raw material to finished product. And outer process, if you're getting then any one process from outsource, it will become outsourcing. So how about procurement? Procurement is the process of sourcing and acquiring the goods and services that a company needs to fulfill their business model. Turning to purchasing. Purchasing is the set of tasks involved in buying goods and services, such as ordering, raising purchase orders, receiving and arranging payment. And last one is sourcing. Sourcing is the aspect of the procurement process which happens before you purchase products. This process is all about finding the best source for the products that your company needs. Sourcing involves comparing prices and negotiating discounts. One of the key goals for this step is to find a high quality product at an affordable price. As you can see on the screen, this is supply chain model of Company X and their partners. Company X wants to establish a supply chain, most of which will be outsourced, from suppliers, factory, warehouse, DC to delivery. From Company X perspective, X will be buyer and they buy services, so their main job, or specifically procurement, will be planning a purchase, sourcing, select the supplier, negotiate on prices and terms, signing and transfer. As for supplier, the activities will mainly be reacting to the order and make-to-order policy, or we can say MTO policy. Moving to the procurement process, Ngọc will show this part.
Now we come to the procurement process. Basically, procurement is a chain of activities including selection, negotiation, and purchasing. It sounds simple. However, it is a difficult job in reality because they have to do lots of things. Not let you wait for long. Now we will introduce what procurement department do from the beginning, literally beginning, from the time everything was still on paper. Purchasing plan is the very first step of procurement chain. In order to perform a completely plan, they need to do as following. First, generating a forecast. This step is crucial because it helps to reduce inventory stock out, lowering safety stock requirement and scheduling production more effectively. Determining how many units to order from the supplier. Placing an order to the supplier so as to optimize the profit. Next, purchasing based on forecast of customer demand. And last one is uncertainties forecasting. However, this purchasing plan needs the participation from all different departments in order to first find the most suitable material, then optimal order quality. Secondly is how to get the highest profit for the company as well as match the customer demand. Last one is uncertainty factor analysis. This step helps to reduce risk and unexpected events such as unreliable delivery time, poor quality, and so on. However, this purchasing plan is adequate because it is just an analysis from one perspective. In reality, to choose the most suitable suppliers, it is necessary to have a combination of all external partners in the supply chain because our company mostly performs outsourcing. For all that reason, the procurement department needs to prepare a production plan. The production process and material planning help to reduce unnecessary inventory while ensuring adequate and timely supply for production. In production plan, mostly we will work with the factory to agree on first, materials providing plan, and secondly, production capability. Sometimes choosing suppliers still depends on many factors such as the geographic location. For example, if the supplier place located on rural location so that transportation may face in trouble and cannot ensure the delivery time. Sometimes handling ability is the problem. For example, in some cases, because the delivery who cooperate with supplier is unable for transportation, it's needed to change supplier. One more factor that is needed to be considered, storing abilities. If the material that has a flammable or explosive component, some warehouses are unable to store, so must be changed supplier. Only when all three elements are purchasing plan, production plan, and additional factors are unified, then we will have complete the first step of the procurement process. It was called planning. Next, coming to the following steps such as sourcing, supplier selection, negotiation, transaction, and contract management. However, procurement's work has not stopped here. As soon as the contract is signed, they will have to measure supplier performance and maintain the stability of the supply. Once suppliers and parties are selected, the procurement process is simpler. Procurement will contact with supplier to request order and contact with factory to request production. Besides the main task above, procurement is also a connector with the parties inside and outside, resolving conflicts and maintaining relationships with all parties related.
Hello everyone, it's me who is sharing with you about risks and conflicts that may happen during the procurement process. And the first risk that we want to mention belongs to the intrinsic factor. In some cases, automation is obviously handed over to procurement, but the purchaser could not meet the requirement due to his expertise. Particularly, the purchaser only able to deal with the middle quality suppliers, and also the price they got could not meet the expected profit from the company. Another thing is that purchaser don't sure whether the suppliers work for the competitor or not. Currently, customers are now paying more attention to the supply chain and their impact on the environment, which is also one of the critical factors when choosing products. With a limited appetite, it may be more difficult to locate and approach the most suitable suppliers. However, there are still some further risks, which are the purchasing plan is not feasible or not suited with other departments' goals. Second thing is corruption and information lacking has always been a huge risk for all types of business. The familiar of these two is the interference among humans, which could delay the entire process. It could be the direct impact on the survival of the organization. Therefore, the next risk for procurement department, which could be more complicated, belongs to human factor. First, the human factor plays a vital role in a procurement department. It highly makes contribution to the whole process, which machinery will never be. As time goes by and employees started to aware the importances of their function in the process, and they appreciate themselves over others. So there will be an impact of one person on another, and human conflicts may occur. It could be an internal, external conflict, or it could be both of them. So what do we have in our internal conflicts? Let me introduce to you all the conflicts that may happen between procurement and other departments in a company. First is about sales and customer service. They are all depend on the procurement department to calculate inventory needs for sale and set up customer service policy. To illustrate, I give you an example. Sales needs to know the exact time for the whole process that they could make an appointment to customer. It is wonderful if the process runs smoothly. Conflicts only happen when the procurement is only announced the producing time. In fact, the time here means the producing, also the distribution time, and sales doesn't get it. And how about the finance? The relationship between procurement and finance require ongoing feedback in both directions. Their conflict could be about the money. For example, money may not available by the time procurement department could get the large quantity with a profitable price. Finance could give a hand by having an instant loan and then transfer the money for procurement. In fact, not only all the finance could understand the importances and may refuse the request from procurement. Next is about marketing department. Marketing takes responsibility in orienting and promoting for product. Standing in their perspective, they want the product that could utilize three factors: the price, the time, and the quality. In fact, it must be a trade-off among those factors, which may create a pressure on the procurement process. In fact, it is impossible for procurement to target such a demanding requirement for marketing. Next is about unable to check supplier reference. Mostly suppliers avoid to speak about the reference of their resources due to many reasons. On the contrary, procurement needs to know references to measure the effectiveness of the suppliers. The third one is the level of being risk. Buyer assume on the risk of having more inventory than sales, and buyer limits his order quantity because of the huge financial risk, and then increasing in the likelihood of out of stock. Meanwhile, suppliers take no risks. The final one is the payment term. In most procurement transactions, buyer receives the goods first and has a specified period to pay later, which is beneficial to a company strapped for cash. Meanwhile, most suppliers would prefer to receive prompt payments. It can help them to earn more business from. In this conflict is about the quality checking. Checking the output quality takes time and occur additional cost, which is unnecessary if we stand as manufacturer perspective. However, as a business, surely we want to offer the best product with the best quality for our customer, so the output quality checking is very important. Procurement and delivery. Surely the biggest conflict between them is about the delivery time. Next is about the routing. Delivery may have their own route for deliver. They may pass some point before reach at the destination, which may take more time. By then, our process could be delayed. The final conflict happen here is about the method of delivery. Procurement and warehouse, also known as distributor, share a same conflict with delivery. The only difference here is about how to handle the return products. For returning products, distributors tend to throw it away as they are damaged and broken. Keeping it takes space of the other products, and it may occur additional costs for control and manage them.
In this part, We would like to propose some solutions to tackle those problems. The first one is reserved for intrinsic risks. The quality in human resources in procurement must be continuously updated. Recruiting the talent or experience leads the team can increase the tactical and strategic skills. In general, the internal conflict could be considered as the purchasing plan is not feasible or not suited with other departments' goals. The second solution is used to deal with internal conflict. Communication plays a vital role. Each of departments should express and share their strategic point of view, benefits and estimated profit. Not until the agreements are set up that we can move to further steps. Whenever it comes to a dead end, there must be a trade-off, which means the most contributed value will be priority. Basically, resetting up terms in a contract would solve most of problems. By then, we can see that having an employee plays a critical role in a company, and that employee must be not only knowledgeable, expertised, comprehending the role from other departments, but also prove to have loyalty to the company. It could help your organization to restrict sending fake invoices or hiding corruption, increase the ability of protection, investigate illegal acts. Further in human factor, besides the risk of having conflicts, there is an illegal collusion. There is corruption and information leaking has always been a huge risk for all types of business problem. Corruption and information leaking problem requires help from technology. Organizations should limit partners' rights in accessing to the internal information, providing complete transaction information with cross-checking function, setting up a timely audit process and fully documented approval process.
About conclusion, we think that our sharing could help you to image a general picture. However, the process of procurement may have been further due to the special characteristics of commodities. The most concise summary of just-in-time is the right products, in the right quantity, at the right place, at the right time. It is an agreement for purchasing goods in such a way that goods are used immediately, avoiding unnecessary backlog. Just-in-time aims to no inventory, no waiting time, no additional costs. With the illusion of the e-commerce, of course, e-procurement should be widely applied across the globe. It has not been an easy goal for e-procurement. A implementation has a challenge, and it has taken time for business managers and procurement departments to fully accept it. So it's the right time to start thinking about the e-platform. Thank you for listening.